What it is, people. Once again, it's the one brother, man. No other can top. It's your boy K, man. And this is episode 3 of the It's Okay podcast, man. And like I said on other episodes, man, I want this podcast to be a little bit different. I want it to be more of an open forum for not just celebrities. Because if you tuned in to my brother Lamont's first episode and my boy Mello's episode, who talked about culture and music and things like that, I want it to be an open forum for those who don't know, people that do have a strong voice and people that do have a strong opinion. And we're not always going to agree with each other's opinion. Me and one of the guests today, we don't, two and both of the guests, we don't never agree on most things. But that's what this forum is about. We want to open this up and just have a dialogue about just what's been going on, because life be lifing. But no matter what, it's okay. So it's the welcome to the It's Okay podcast. And I got my boy Jermaine and I got my cousin James with me. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So James, introduce yourself.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is James. As he just said, introducing myself. I don't know where to go with that.
Man, make sure you give me the Instagram handle. Make sure you give me the handle so they can follow you.
Okay, that would be nice. So if you would like to follow me, I am on one social media platform. That would be Instagram, and it would be _humans_r_ghetto.
And we're going to get into why in a minute. And then my other guest.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Jermaine, just a regular black man, pushing through every day. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you ain't see too much. I'm just a basic dude, post great selfies and funny memes, and some work pictures, but it's Humble Rebel 54. I don't know what the underscore is, but it's something in there. TikTok, Cool Hurts. All right, but you know, it's nothing really fancy going on over there, but yeah.
So I invited these two gentlemen, like they're very big parts of my life. Me and Jermaine, we've been doing this before it was podcasting. We was doing Welcome to MySpace and Welcome to Black Planet years ago. This aging ourselves, but you know, and James is like, that's my younger cousin, but he is one of the most opinionated human beings I've ever come across. Very intellectual, very intelligent.
There you go.
Very, very articulate with the way he likes to bring his point across. But passionate about the things that he believes in. And while I agree and love with the passion, we all just so happen to be girl dads. Like we all just so happen to be dads of some young black young women. And I want to kick this show off because it's been something that's been on my heart a lot, just as a parent, more so even as a parent of a young black person, not even just a young black girl, just a young black person. And I want to just touch on the Nolan Wells situation with you guys, because like I said, your opinions matter and our discussions matter to me. So I'm sure they'll matter to others. I'm sure that they'll have some resonance with other people that will understand where we're coming from as black men and as men and as human beings. So if for those who don't know, the Nolan Wells situation, a young black man went on a vacation with his group of white friends, and somehow he was the only one that didn't make it back from this vacation. So there's been a lot of things going on with the parents and heartfelt issues and things like that. I just want to get y'all take on the situation and how you would necessarily, as a parent, have parented that situation and your reaction maybe to it. So James, I'll let you take the floor.
Okay, so just trying to give respect to the actual situation and the time that we're in. So we're about a month and a few days out since the incident, and there hasn't been any arrest or really any sufficient information. So with respect to that,
well, the information came back that he was missing a part of his neck.
Correct.
Like when they paid Colin Kaepernick paid.
That is sufficient, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick paid for the independent autopsy, and they said he was missing part of his neck, and there was a lot of discrepancies with the autopsy that was done. So yeah, so there's been like some information, but like that information is not jiving as well.
I mean, listen, you know, as a girl dad, like, firstly, before anything, I look up to you two gentlemen. You know, you guys are just a couple years older than me, but all throughout time. You know, I've looked up to both of you, Curtis and Jermaine, you know, and as we both ironically have daughters, you know,
all around the same age,
you know, all the same age, all have gone to the school, all have gone to the same schools at one point in time, right?
And it ain't for the weak, just so y'all know. It ain't for the weak, it ain't for the weak wallet. Trust me,
I'm about to
it
say,
ain't for the weak wallet either. Oh my Lord, that
they're
bird.
very expensive, but it's just so much more than that. And we're all very present fathers. So I'm sure
Contrary to popular demand,
yeah, like
Black fathers are very prevalent in their kids' lives, man. And I know that's always been the misnomer. It's always been the stereotype that Black fathers are never present and never around. That's
You know
just not
what? Not to cut people short. I think we have to really like stop paying attention to that shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, not to even go off topic. Like, who cares about you know, the numbers and who's not? Because you know that what we have to realize, man. Like, we start spreading ourselves thin, or we start even trying to live up to or even proving a point, man. Like, you know, like my motto in life now is that whatever you got going on, good or bad, just get to it and make the best of it, man. Make the best of your 24, make the best of your day. Whatever you got going on, man. You know what I'm saying? We were all raising young girls, and it's not the same time that we were living in. We don't have villages anymore, but you know.
I just posted something about what you just said the other day. I said, you can't raise your kids the way your parents raised you, because your parents raised you for a world that doesn't exist.
And you know what the fun, and I need to cut you short, like, you know, when you said about the Black father, that it's actually correct, but you know, now, like, you know, waking up, seeing the kids happy, and you know, Black man, we can try to be as happy as we want, you know. We juggling a lot, you know, like, you know, like, but you know, but more so, like, we actually have a village. Like, this is our village, and there's a handful of people that's missing that we all can depend on. And I think that's where your focus has to be in life, man.
And because you have that village, right? And because both of y'all, we all have that village. Our daughters go to the same day of school. For the most part, they almost basically in the same schooling and everything. So how would you feel if your daughter went to a vacation or party with a bunch of people that didn't necessarily look like her?
Have you ever seen the series The Punisher?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
But this is listen to me. No matter what, it's okay. I want you to be honest.
No. I don't know any of
we don't know, but we don't know what actually happened. But over the optics,
no, we don't know what happened. But it's two things.
Yeah.
Someone's gone. Two things. Yeah. Somebody's son didn't come home.
Right. Absolutely.
And the people who there knows what happened.
Absolutely.
Right.
Those
are the two things. And I'm going to answer the question either. See, I'm a little different. And I do have a city job, and I have a very, very good job. Thank you, God, for putting me there. But I'm telling y'all now, this is coming from an ex-wrestler, ex-lacrosse player from Long Island. I had white friends. I actually went on boats at Hemlock Bay in Long Island. If anyone in Long Island, shout out to Long Island. Anybody who knows, like, so I've been to Hemlock in boats with other Caucasians around me, and I've had a blast.
Yeah. So
because my thing is, and as tough as I was, or tough as I think I am, it could have happened to me. But see, so at some point in Nolan's life, he was very comfortable with these people. So I'm gonna give somewhat of an easy pass to the group of people that he's with, because he had Black friends, he had white friends, and these white friends he's been friends with for a very long time, and he's never had a problem with them. It's somebody outside that circle at that boat that did something, but this is where the conflict, this is where the plot fits. No, I'm doing. There's a plot that gets. How do you? This is turning into a soap opera, but I'm gonna be quick. How do you return to your home with my phone's? With my son's phone, and he's not there,
and everything was deleted.
So so now I'm going to answer the question you asked. If that was my child, there would be no need for any police, It would no. There wouldn't be no need because there's two things. There's two things. I'm not lying to you because I think the kind of person I am, very passionate, I'm very emotional. And yeah, guys, as a man, it's good to say that you're sensitive, being emotional. I'm a pill short of being a psych ward, but I'm very loving. If my daughter doesn't come home, I know who people are. I'm going into jail because I want immediate action. I'm not waiting for autopsies and all that. My son didn't come home, something's not right. Somebody has to mourn. Because I'm not told for people, but his father said, look, I don't think his father played. So everybody handles things different.
Bad idea.
Well, you know, hold on.
Bad idea.
We do have to remember the
bad idea.
So what do you think, though? What do you think?
Those white boys,
Because I've seen
out there.
I've seen all the air come out your body. I've seen the face, the head shake.
Yeah.
So what do you think? How do you react? I don't.
July 4th comes back floating up. July 6th. I'm thinking in between time something happened. Come back, dump them, pop back up. July 6th. I'm thinking that someone knows something that was on the boat. I'm thinking that
you
the
get that
adults
information.
know. I'm thinking the adults know. I'm thinking that the parents actually that went to the house that day made a big mistake. Why? Because if they knew the phone was there, right? They should have not disclosed that they knew that the phone was there. They should have acted like they didn't know it was there.
And then the phone was completely wiped.
So if you go to the house like the mother and her friend did to go retrieve the phone, but just go to just see if they have any information about his whereabouts, knowing that his phone is actually there, just to see if they mention anything about his phone being
Why was
there.
the phone be there?
Then you have a little bit more leeway and premeditated or something going really.
Unless you're trying to get me canceled early, everything is okay.
No,
premeditated.
That is premeditated. If there's a phone in the house,
No, I agree.
It takes 15 minutes to retrieve. While the phone is in the house,
and it's being wiped.
15 minutes to why would that happen?
To touch on what you were saying, Jermaine, about it is, I don't know if you saw the recent story. I don't remember the young woman's name, but a young woman that had epilepsy. She went out with her Caucasian friends. They got her. They got her quote. She said this, that they got her drunk. And then they proceeded to do like WWE wrestling moves on her while she was passed out. And she suffered. I don't know if she was pregnant.
No.
I just know she suffered numerous injuries.
Yeah.
So let's just get to we're gonna cut to it. How do you feel when your daughter, after you see all of this stuff happening and your daughters come to you? We grew up on Long Island, so it's a predominantly mixed bag, and your daughters come to you and say, Daddy, I want to spend the night at such and such's house.
Well, the thing is this. Whether that video came out, whether it didn't, my daughter spent the night at nobody's house other than family. His house, but they're like sisters. James, my daughter's little child.
Yeah.
So my thing is, no. Another thing too is, unfortunately, you can protect your kids to a certain degree because your daughter could have been friends with these girls from kindergarten to 10th grade and then 11th grade. It happens. So you can be a protective parent to what degree. Sometimes things have to happen for you to know that they can happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, with your child. So but you know what, you can cut the chase and be like, look, well, I don't want you sleeping over this person's house.
Mm-hmm.
But you still allow them to live their life. So you don't cage them up, but the thing is you sit down and educate them. You know, the thing is these talks, being a Guyanese American, my parents used to just like no with no explanation and no. I kind of knew why when I got to a certain age. But what I do is I kind of take that same blueprint with my child, but I speak to her more in depth. Zoe, look, the reason why I yelled at you is because so and so and so and so. The reason why I said no is because so and so. So it's educating them. So now when they go into, because I told you, it's warm in the house. And it can be warm outside. It's still cold, right? So you gotta let them know. You gotta teach your kids how to read the room. Teach your kids how to, with that one friend who was always genuine with you, and that one day you just see her acting funny, you don't always have to call it out, but just watch. You know what? You give you a little space to them. So you always teach your kids how to read the room. You know what I mean? So to fall asleep drunk, I'm not falling asleep drunk at no disrespect, my brother. I'm not falling asleep drunk at no white.
Wait, but so are we all at the stage? Because I know for me personally, Kaden comes like all this year. She came home with a drama about quote unquote friends in her class, and it was all drama this whole entire year about.
Well, that's
classroom.
That's babies. That's babies. Like kids. Like when you get to
But
that,
are you?
yeah, no, but that happens. It's you. Oh, they took my crayons, or they didn't want to. They wanted to do the project with me. They're babies, so like I don't take that as deep as I may take something at a 17 and 18-year-old pace, because more adult things are happening at that age.
See, but I see that's ironic because I take everything serious.
I think you should.
Yeah,
so I get where you're coming from, and also get where he's coming from. Not that you should.
No.
So you're not gonna take it serious to the point where like a 9-year-old girl's not gonna like try to kill another student, right? But what I'm saying is, so yes, he's right. You're right. So what I'm saying is, for a 9-year-old girl to entertain it and talk to her about it, to get her to be more open, to talk to you about when things may occur in the future. Yeah. Yes, that's a beautiful thing, right? But that's because you know what's going to happen is at that age, they being catty with me, but they're still going to be on FaceTime playing Roblox with each other.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, they're still going to be friends, right? So at that point, you just kind of watch them and then let them see where the ball. Now, 18-year-old, listen, y'all going after my child, I might have to tell you to come get your father and come up. Yeah. Or I might have to go down. Because the thing now it can be real friction. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, but then also, dad, girls, what did you do? What did you say? You never exclude the fact that your daughter, you can be wrong. Absolutely. Yeah. You understand what I'm trying to say? So you can be accountable. And that's something adults struggle with. Accountability. Yeah, absolutely. Teach your kids accountability from a young age. And that, so it's only, that's my daughter's name, by the way. It's only, you did this and that. No, I didn't. So, well, I'll tell you behind. I'm going to tell you about this. Behind. You lied to me, you're going to be in more trouble for what you actually did, right? Did you do it? Yes. Yes, Daddy, I did. Just don't do it again, or else you won't be in trouble. Don't lie. Right? You teach them about accountability. So when you teach them about that accountability at a young age, Dad, you know what, these girls in class are bothering me, but I might have did this, but they said this. Not Daddy. They keep bothering me. They might keep bothering me. Don't you let me right about it, but you let them to be open with you, because my daughter won't come home and tell me certain things. She only tells her mom. You know why? Because she knows I am. I've called teachers. They denied my daughter to go to the bathroom one day. I emailed her. She didn't email me back. I took her to the classroom. I had to talk with the teacher. I said, my daughter can't go to the bathroom. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not saying it's true, but it's like, oh no, Mr. Smith. And now your kids in class have got the teacher like this, right? So I have to work on that. Mm-hmm. It's a balance, but you got to entertain everything the kids tell you. So this day and age, you have to.
So with that being said, recently there was an interview that was done with Marlon Wayans, and he was speaking to the fact that he doesn't whoop his kids as a discipline. Yeah. And he doesn't believe in it. He said that it makes you a poor communicator as a parent when you whoop your kids. What is your thoughts on that?
Hold on 1 second. Can we hold that thought? Mm-hmm. Slow adjust James's mic a little bit.
Oh, can I grab my do whatever? Yeah, you don't have no water in there, right? No.
Yeah, I think there's one in bed.
No.
Then let me just in the fridge up front. I might go up. There is. There's a small fridge.
There was.
I'm sorry.
It's paused, right? It's paused, right?
No, it's still rolling, but he's gonna edit most of the stuff. But yeah, just let's try to get to your pen so that so we can get to the next level. But that's why I jump in and
you have to do that with me.
Sorry, no,
absolutely.
So it's like listen, pace a little.
Constantine, you doing what you're supposed to do, brother. We did. Was it water or not?
No, water on. No, I'm sorry.
I thought not.
I had an anxiety attack for the first 5 minutes. And yeah.
You're doing great. Everybody, this flow is very good.
Oh, that's what you were laughing. You was only laugh.
Probably.
So you left off that all the way.
So should I go back into where I started or just
asking the question again? What did you guys think about this?
Yeah. So while we're talking about the kids and things like that. Recently, Marlon Wayans just did an interview where he spoke to the fact that he doesn't spank his kids because he believes that it's a poor form of communication on the parents' behalf, saying that he doesn't believe that they're good communicators. If you spank your kids, you should be better at communicating or teach yourself a better way to communicate to get the point across. So how do you feel about that, James?
Okay, you want my comments?
Everything on this podcast is violence, so yes.
Being a girl dad, I won't do it. I wish I could. Wish I could just do what happened to me sometimes, because it's not do exactly what happened to me, but to a degree.
Mhm.
I wasn't around family. It was just my mom and I, so I didn't get the experience of cousin, like, a lot of that internally.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my first go around on this earth when it comes to young ladies.
Yes.
It's quite interesting.
Mm-hmm. So you feel that you can communicate.
Yeah. No, I absolutely can communicate, and I will communicate. I do feel like, though, as far as the old school way of things being done, I do understand I kind of understand the necessity.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? But we're just in different times at the
Yeah,
end of the day. So, like, you can go to jail.
Yeah.
So, before
That's the excuse. I don't want that.
You can't go to jail. It's just, but I do agree to a certain point that you should be able to communicate with your kids and not resort to violence, because I do think that does promote or perpetuate in the future.
Yeah, because he said that
behaviors.
Meeting your kids is like you're doing something to somebody that's your potential best friend.
Yeah.
And that there should be a better way, because he said, they're babies and you should be able to talk to a baby. But I'm like, well, they don't stay babies forever.
I guess I just kind of agree with him, but I just think he'd just be having a little fun. So
how do you feel?
I think he likes to do what DJ, what was it? What was it, the DJ from Hot 97?
That passed away.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Oh,
My bad, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hollywood's a little, so you never know with that, but
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, how do you feel about that, Jermaine?
Having West Indian parents.
You really didn't say much after that.
But I will say that I have we all have girls. I could count on one hand how many times I give my little papa. I do believe that being a kid it really is poor communication. Because in the world, if I could, you get corrected outside of your home, outside of your parents. You've been redirected and corrected at your job, legally, whatever, without being hit, and you understood it. Mm-hmm. Right? You understood, right? Because there was some form of consequence, right? So I just think like I can't hit my daughter because I won't be able to sleep at night.
Yeah, no, it's horrifying.
Yeah, and then also like you said, they just thought, I'm scared now, and I'm not gonna tell them anything. So let's learn how to inflict fear without.
I wholeheartedly
take the iPad. You gotta take the iPad.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree. But working in the field that I work in, and I see what happens when there is no discipline at home, and I see where that goes and where it turns into. Just my opinion on like younger generations now, it's an instant gratification thing. It's about what they can have in that moment. And when there's no discipline there, and then they don't get those things in that moment, excuse me, it becomes very negative. How many videos have we seen these kids tearing their parents' houses up and breaking walls all because the iPad got taken or the PlayStation can't get used? You get what I'm saying? And you spoke to the fact where you said that we get redirected at our jobs all the time. You know why it's easy for us to get redirected at our jobs? Because we got our asses. So we knew that the discipline was there. I am 100% in agreement that I can't hit I cannot hit my daughter without even, I'd probably lay in the bed shivering, crying if I actually punished her like that. But I also understand why it was necessary for the village that raised me to do that. Like, I understand that this world is not going to be apologetic. This world is not going to be warm, like you said earlier. It's not going to be a blessing when we step out that door every day. So if you learn the harsh realities of the world at home, when you get outside, you're better prepared for it. I mean, I'm not saying you're supposed to abuse your kids, but letting them, like you said, having that active fear of how things can get negative very fast has to be there some shape or form. But like I said, communication is definitely a better way to handle it. But like, I appreciate my mother and my grandmother and things like that for disciplining me the way they did, because I ain't never shot up nobody's school. I ain't never even thought about shooting up nobody's school.
Because you had fear factor. But there's two things I want to pull out there real quick. I'm trying to make it quick. The first thing is, I think the older generation, the kids are just more harsh. So your grandmother, your mother, and then before that, everything was more harsh for them. So I think they ruled the iron fist. I think that was like Bible for them, right? But with the new generation now, you gotta say, I think when you love your kids, when you learn your kids' love language, not just your partner's love language, when you learn your kids' love language, right? And when you really know how to love them, how to talk to them, then the fear is not just for the
Disappointing you. Yeah,
talk.
absolutely.
They don't want to disappoint you. And I think when they have that, I think when that's the primary fear, I think everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah, absolutely. You're on the clear with that. With
Yeah.
that type of mindset.
Yeah.
Learn how to love them. Learn how to talk to them. Learn how to let them cry in the corner. You gotta let them feel the pain, right? And you know what? Oh, Daddy yelled at me. And they walk past you crying. Don't make eye contact with them. Let them go in the corner and cry for 2 hours. And then when the smoke clears, then you sit down and talk to them. Like, look, this is gonna be probably 1,000 more times we're gonna make you cry. But we can change that if you do this. And you're gonna do it better. And that's what.
Let's help them improve.
They're not hurt now. Daddy, he consoled me, but he consoled me by redirecting me. And guess what? Now they're going to apply that outside. But our parents didn't have that patience.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't. They loved you. They didn't have that patience. Our generation parents didn't have that patience. They're not. They bite that bottle and ego something. You know what I mean? So,
Himself.
Well, I think we all doing great jobs.
Yes. And along those lines of talking about how we would feel as dads and how we would be like emotionally broken, we can jump into a topic that is pretty taboo just in the culture, just as Black men, and men in general, but Black men, just a mental stability. I don't think we as Black men check in on each other enough. I don't think we tap in with each other enough, and we don't just say, "Oh, how you doing? How you doing spiritually? How you doing mentally? How you feeling?" We'll call each other and be, "Yo, what's up? I'm stupid. And what's happening with you? You want to go get a drink? You want to do something to eat?" But I don't think we ever tap into what's going on mentally. Like you said before, like, just as men in general, you got a lot on your shoulders. You shoulder a lot. You hold on to a lot of things, and it's very rare to have someone that you can vent those things out to, somebody you can speak to, and things like that. Like I noticed in recent years, I've noticed a lot of friends that I know that have therapists, and they speak to people on a regular basis, and it helps them. But as a Black man, can you speak to the stigma that has always been around with Black men and men in general? I'll say, I won't even just make this about a color thing or race thing, that it's harder to talk about how you feel and your emotions. So how do you feel about that, and how does it directly correlate with how you react with your cohorts, so to speak, James?
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm. And we talking, we chopping it up. We know each other. So and the only reason why I speak to this, I know it's a touchy subject for some of us, for all of us, but there could be somebody out there that's watching this podcast right now that can resonate with how you feel about it.
Right. So, I mean, if you have if the people do actually decide to go onto my page, I don't know if you would get the idea or the gist from just going through my page, but I speak on mental health a lot. And that actually has been a big part of my identity, especially in the last, I would say, 10 years of my life. I'm 40, so 30 is probably when I think things started settling in differently, and I started feeling things differently. And so since then, it's been a trajectory and a uphill battle of the levels of anxiety and depression. So, ironically, the question I want to just answer directly is I think as you get older, it feels you feel a little bit more, closed in a way that you can, find outlets and ways to be able to express yourself and find ways that you feel like will, bring you some form of peace or what you're looking for. And so, I think, I just think, personally for me, I don't know.
But
I'm very different as a person. So like I've always been me. So I've always been able to talk about it, talk about anything really. I'm a Sagittarius. I don't know if that means anything, but like, that's just a part of me, but it's always been in part of trying to connect with other people to try to help, but also because I'm seeking help. And in our community, I think is the taboo situation. And I do think, and I'm gonna just say this, I've experienced many people that can't relate to what I'm going through. And so it does
But that could be a false narrative. That could be something that they're pushing out as a shield because they don't want you to know that they feel something.
I don't really believe that. Not because you should.
No, listen, it's not about this. Is a dialogue. So
you know, let me tell you something, James. I'll tell you plenty. I did therapy for a year, then I feel like I'm okay, then I stop, and I do it again. There's times that I just wake up feeling, look, man, the world we live in today, if you look, in life we try to check all the boxes off in life, right? When you check all the boxes off in life that you think like make you complete, there's a whole slew of boxes that need to be checked off, but you don't know what those boxes are. Can't check them. In other words, a lot of people live in life thinking until they make it. It's okay not to connect with everybody. Because sometimes connecting with everybody overstimulates you and you spread yourself thin. And how could you heal, right? Sometimes it's okay, like, yo, bro, I haven't seen you in 2 months, but I'm going through something. There's times where I've backlined to them for 2 years for no reason. 2 years. This guy right here called me non-stop. He never gave up. He knew I was going to answer 10 times, but he called 13 times. He doesn't stop. And he got me back to Long Island. Listen, man, in life is a journey, right? And I'm going to tell you something.
I didn't pay them to say that, just so y'all know. I didn't pay them to say that.
Life is a journey, man. So, a lot of people figure till they make it, man. He says cliche. The average person they don't ask about mental health because they're in a box, right? But then you have somebody like, yo, man, life on this, man. You know? Hey, man, I open up the curtains. Well, I've always been open with curtains, believe it or not. But like just recently, like, you know, like, yo, man, I got over so many humps. I got over so many humps that buried me before, right? So many humps that my own parents was like, that's me, you didn't go through anything. Whatever you say, right? But that would bother me. Like 2 years ago, they were saying that you didn't go through anything, but it bothered me. Now, but all right, and now it's just on the wind. But guess what? It's on the wind, but there's some days where I go back to Twilight Zone for like a day. Like I'm mad at it. And I'm like, hold up. My fridge is full. My daughter's good. Right to the job. And you know, and then there's times like this when I'm block the world out, I have playlists. I'll go to my Zeppelin playlist. I'll go to my Blind Faith playlist, fucking Clapton and Ginger Baker. There's days where I just want to listen to Bowie all day. And then there's days where I just, you know, I'll be in a Steely Dan mood. And there's days where I drive in silence. I'll drive from Long Island in silence. You know what I mean? There's days I want to hear noise. I want to listen to Kill 'Em All Metallica. You know what I mean? And then there's days, you know what I mean? But that's my time. That's my personal.
That's your coping skill.
That's mine. There's days when, you know, so it's okay. And let me tell you something. At your happiest point in your life, it's still going to be a dark corner.
One of the greatest quotes I ever heard was on, I think it was Black Men. And John Hamm's character, I think that's something John Hamm's character said, "What is happiness except for a moment before you need more happiness?"
Hello.
That was one of the deepest quotes I ever heard. And it was so poignant and so right on, because like you said, when you're at your most happiness, you're thinking about what's going to happen to take away the happiness and what you're going to have to do to get back to being happy.
And then when you get it back, you won't get back the same happiness.
Exactly.
So, but look, so James, with that being said, but just going towards you. Oh, I love you, man. And guess what? Everything's going to be all right.
No matter what, it's okay.
It's going to be okay, bro.
But what James, and just because you have been very open about your mental health and things of that nature, what would you encourage people to do that you might do or that you feel that they can do?
Okay, so what I would suggest people to do is what I'm actively still doing, and it is working, but it is a slow journey and process, which is making yourself uncomfortable. Like, for instance, like I practice Vipassana, and now I have to say I don't practice it as much as I should, but I have gone away to Shelburne, Massachusetts on 4 different separate occasions. I've lived the life of a monk.
He has. You gotta trust me.
14 days at a time with no phone, no screen time, no meat. In fact, you practice Vipassana in noble silence. So you're in a place where you're separated by gender, all men on one side, all men on another side. And you're in a place for 14 days where they're looking at people and you can't even speak. So I put myself in uncomfortable situations, and I will say that although those things have helped, there has always been things that just somehow come back to your point. And so I just continuously put myself in uncomfortable situations until I can accept it.
You gotta
in a healthy way, and because of Vipassana, at the end of the day, like, people seek happiness, and it's just such a fleeting thing to chase. It's happiness. It's a farce. It's a somewhat of a scam that is sold through the American dream as happiness is the end all be all. And we weren't put here to necessarily be happy, but necessarily we were put here to embark on a journey that each and every one of us will put here to do. As this gentleman here is on his journey, you're on your journey, I'm on mine, Jermaine is on his.
and just make it as less rocky as possible.
Or make it as rocky as possible. Because I don't know, because there are, and then it's just such day to day, but I would say, because I am actually being very serious about this, that if you are truly living with anxiety and depression, and I'm gonna be honest, and you are into other things, you have addictions and all those things, you have to be you have to be truthful about it and understand that those might be things that might be triggering what's happening in your life. And the best way to do it is to be real with yourself and address it. And that's what I try to do. And yeah.
Yeah, and I think that comes from a place of the way you think. Someone told me a long time ago, in order to change the fruit, you got to change the roots. You got to start from the ground up. You can't get oranges from a pear tree or apple tree. You got to be able to fix the way you think and change your mind in order to think in a way that you want to live and you want to be, because everything you do in life starts from the way you think. And that's just the beauty of the life that we live in. And I know it's a stigma, but like Jermaine just said, I love you. I love you guys, and I do, and that's the reason why we're here, because your opinions matter in everything that we do. And that's the beauty of knowing each other and knowing when you might need each other. Knowing that it can be that simple phone call, yo, what do you got going on? And how those things mean so much, and they can change the trajectory of your week, not just your day, because one thing can just change your whole month. And so it's the definite beauty in that. And so when we sit here and we talk, like we talking about things that can change, and you were talking about music and how that's a gateway for you and how we get away. I felt like bringing that full circle into the conversation was a way we could talk about culture and music and things of that nature. And a lot of things have been going on in music now. And because for the most part we're 80s babies, we've been around for a good portion of this hip hop culture. Recently, there's been a lot of back and forth between Memphis Bleek and Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder.
Mhm.
And it's about the argument started about Tony Yayo not feeling like Jay-Z showed enough love to Memphis Bleek because Jay-Z's a billionaire and he's one of the biggest artists in the world. He should have done Memphis Bleek's podcast. He should have gone to Memphis Bleek's restaurant like 50 would do for him. What do you feel about that point of view?
I'm going to be honest. It's wholehearted stupidity. Who are you to dictate the boundaries of my relationship with somebody who got me out the projects? Yeah. He got me out of the nightclub. I have platinum and gold residuals. I'm comfortable. I have a restaurant. All right, I have a restaurant. I'm on stage when he's doing shows. Who are you to dictate? Because last time I checked, when you and Jay-Z, when him and Jay-Z, Tony gonna come at me, champ. This is my boy's podcast, but I don't want no smoke. I'm keeping it a buck. But I'm gonna keep it a buck because there's no.
You don't want no smoke.
I don't want smoke duck.
You don't want no smoke duck.
Yeah, but I don't like smoke.
So the joke is that he, remember Tony Yayo said, I'm out eating smoked ducks.
Yeah. So my thing is this, like there's no footage of Jay-Z ever bashing Man Bleek. You have fiction with 50 before. Y'all on good terms now. Shout out to y'all. So look,
Didn't he slam him in the bushes? He's
it's probably someone slamming in the bushes.
It's like,
But the thing is, all I'm saying is this: I can't dictate my thing. Okay, pray to God. This podcast works, right? And he wants to go solo, but he puts me on the podcast maybe once every 2 months, and I get some residuals too. Thank you. Okay, who are you to dictate what he's supposed? I'm here.
oh, man.
He's still here. So I think honestly speaking, the way the whole thing is set up now, anything that's fiction and that's juicy, Tony Hill got paid for saying what he said.
Mm.
He got paid. He probably made 100,000 just talking about it. So now it's like this now, where is dignity and that's not an honorable thing to say. Listen, that man is still further Jay-Z. I mean, he has Jay-Z's phone number. You know how many people Jay-Z makes songs with that can't call him? So the thing is that you're not in a position. Jay-Z doesn't talk to anybody.
Mm.
You know? So you Uncle Murder doing great because of 50 on your own. What about that?
Mm-hmm.
What about that? That's why I don't like, we're going to talk about 30 Spesh and Jadakiss, so that's juicy because they're both dope. Tony, you can't dictate what Jay-Z and that's my passion question. Show me a video of Memphis responding to that.
Well, he's a couple of videos. He did.
I'm talking about in a dialogue, like
No, he just went on. He went on the podcast, the radio show tour. He's been on the tour, and he's been speaking about it, but it hasn't been as in depth.
that's what
He made his initial comeback about it, where he spoke to the fact that he felt like, because Uncle Murder wasn't originally brought up in it. Now, I don't honestly, to this day, I don't think he actually ever said anything specific about Uncle Murder.
Now, Gilly gassed him in it.
Yeah, but he said,
Gilly gassed
yeah, what he said was, if 50 stopped doing music with them or doing shows and doing whatever, he said these be in a homeless shelter. So when he said, I think, and you like you said, Gilly kind of gassed it, but I think.
But then he retracted it at the end.
Yeah, but it's too late.
know if he really was really
But
saying it.
all of the venom had already been spewed by that point, and Uncle Murder kind of went off.
no, he did. I
Man, bank account for bank
Gilly
account,
a while
Bitcoin
of
for
fake.
Bitcoin.
No, I seen that video. You know, but look, you both got money, right? Look, I got 15, you got 40. The whole point is I can wake up in the morning, eat what I want, and do what I want. So see, this is the part of hip hop that I hate. You know the part of hip hop that I love? I love when it was Dipset versus the Philly dudes. You know what I mean? I mean, you want to go back to KRS One versus Kool Moe D. All right, it was rich. It was culture. This shit right here is just. If I want to hear, I could go watch Bad Girl stuff. It's just.
That's what I was saying.
It's the same thing. It's just
embarrassing.
You're taking away from the culture. I don't want to hear.
I don't necessarily agree that it's like that bad. For the simple fact, like I don't think we're
wait. What's not bad about Memphis Bleek being Megan?
No. Let's
What?
Yo, I don't want to get into what you're talking about. Like, what are you talking about? You're talking about what?
Memphis Bleek
Being what?
his head.
Yeah, balls. That was crazy. That was crazy.
With his head?
I feel like being
what are you talking about?
that's crazy. What is he saying? Yo, why do you keep saying that word? I feel like let's rap about it right now.
I'm gonna ask you a question. So
His hat off. It's crazy.
well, he got yeah, well, I mean, I can't talk. Hello.
I got, but hold on, I'm a bald-head man. First of all, I'm the most handsome man in the whole entire, like, you see this.
This is taking a left turn.
But it's not about that. But his head.
That's a little abnormal.
No, it's a little.
It's kind of
It's a little.
insane, but the man's happy, man. You know what I mean?
This is exactly why I brought this
But I
to-
can't. The conversation.
on here.
I can't.
But
His
look,
head is in the way of the conversation. That's basically what I'm saying.
well, look, I want to ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. The reason why I said that it's taken away from the culture, right? Is there significant? Okay, there's significance they get money over talking.
But that was the point. It's not hip hop anymore. This is a different aspect of hip hop now.
So
when these artists become podcasters, it's a different space. Now it's all about content. Because the fact that we're talking about them on a podcast, the stuff that they were talking about on a podcast, it generates motion. It generates that algorithm kicking in. So the reason why I don't feel like it takes away from the culture, I think it's diverting the culture to a different branch.
Well, it's a new culture, period.
And we grew up in an era where people were actually losing their lives from the hip hop beefs and the hip hop things.
But where is it?
This is just arguing online.
They were losing their lives, but not to. No, okay, look. They were losing.
Tony Yayo and them specifically were getting the shootouts.
No, they weren't.
I can't believe these guys got into shootouts the way that they.
They did, but it wasn't. The shootouts that they got into were not because of rap. They were actually active in the streets. They were Tony and them was still active in the streets. So listen, there's been people going back and forth about rap forever. The new era of rap, people getting killed, is the Chicago and drill rappers. Those are people really getting killed for really rapping about. We don't come from an era where I met you in a rap and going to shoot you. No, we spun the block back and we went straight to the studio and put something on wax and we got back at you. You understand what I'm trying to say? So like, it was different. This thing now, it's kind of catty and it doesn't have, because you know what, look. How about this? How about I stop arguing? Go to the studio and put out some music and see if it gets some money. You know, that's what we want.
You mentioned that before with the 38 Spesh. How do you feel? Because James and I, on the way here, we were talking about the 38 Specials and how he was so up on the upstate guys and all of that. So how do you feel about 38 Spesh, who is a dope artist, like a dope lyricist, coming at Jadakiss, who's probably like top 5 dead or alive when we talk about this rapping thing? How do you feel him coming to James specifically? Because James had some points in the car that I was definitely not agreeing with. But how do you feel about Spesh's being so vocal, and how recently they just spoke to the fact that Spesh, he did the song, but the majority of the song wasn't about Jadakiss, which was his initial person that he was going at. It's been more about Jim Jones. Do you think he's taking the quote-unquote easier way out? Huh, James? How do you feel?
Oh.
You wasn't quiet in the car. How do you feel? You said what?
Do I think he was taking the easier way out?
But Jim Jones is not necessarily known as a lyricist. He's not known as
he already said something about Jada. Jada didn't really do anything.
Well, Jada put the verse on the DJ Khaled record.
Is it about a verse or is it about a career? We did it. First of all, we were in a Skybox with Jadakiss.
Yeah, but okay, yes.
You, all three of us.
But you said,
and hold on,
you said that you feel like Kiss is corporate now.
he is corporate Kiss. Pause.
Why not?
Kiss corporate.
Why not go corporate?
No, but that's fine. I will always root for the underdog. I like the underdog.
But if you're corporate, how are you underdog?
If you're corporate,
Yeah.
he's corporate.
Yeah.
Jadakiss is.
And what do you mean by corporate? What do you specifically?
He's just in bed with the he's like, you know, like the Rock Nation managements and things of that nature.
Okay.
You know, there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying though, like, you know, people kind of, there's a difference between, I think, the independent people and the people that seem to be more independent, but they really are not independent. They are just managed and go a different route.
Curated, you saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A nice little curation.
I absolutely don't.
You know, like the
agree.
videos with the Victor shoes, you know, everyone's got the Victor
If y'all
you
like
know, that's corporate, bro. Like, that's not, then, you know, that's not, you know, I'm a West Side. I think,
I'm a West Side gang guy.
I like Griselda. I'm sorry. I'm a Griselda guy.
I love Griselda, but West Side Gun's my guy.
Yeah.
Period. But look. I think Jada has to go corporate. I think he has to go corporate. Look.
He is cool.
Well, okay, not thinking gonna cut you off, but this is gonna go to what you were about to say. I love the fact that all of these artists that were deemed or seen as hardcore rappers in my day and in my era of hip hop music, that they're going the podcast route and they're finding different avenues to generate income. I love Let's Rap About It. Shout out to Mano, shout out to Fab, shout out to Dave East, shout out to Jim Jones. And Mano, I needed some of them glasses so I can do my look over the glasses.
And the Whitney's too.
With everything, they're making amazing content. Shout out to Memphis Bleek for his podcast, Tony Yayo, Uncle Murder, their podcast, Fat Joe Jada, their podcast, Joe Bunn's podcast. All of these guys are killing it in this space, and I love it. But just to go back to your point, what you were about to say, and go ahead.
Well, look, it's a new world. Look, if you come from an era where you have to push out LPs, you have to push out, actually push out projects, right? You have to push it out, right? Okay, so look, top 5 dead alive. That's not enough. So we know your top 5 dead alive. We love to go back to YouTube and see your hardest freestyles, right? It's not enough. I gotta eat now, right? So that freestyle he did when he was on stage at Diff Set, that right there opened up a whole new avenue for him now, because he's already on the internet. He's making music with the dude Mills from Boston. The white dude from Boston's also illiterate, right? But that thing he did on stage, guess what? That opened up the door for him. You gotta go corporate now, because I need to stay relevant, because the reason why I'm in the pocket I'm in now is because of rapping, right? Mm-hmm. So let me go corporate. I can solidify. I can entertain you 38 for click money. Mm-hmm. All right, for that click money, I can entertain you for that click money. Okay, to a degree, right? But now the style box money, you're not gonna give me that, because remember, I do my thing with Fat Joe. Jadakiss don't do too much, right? So look, I'm going at Jim Jones. You know, I'm going at Jim Jones. Jadakiss should talk about that. Jimmy, who are you? Now I'm really coming for you. Now I'm coming for your jugular, Jimmy, because you're not even supposed to be. Who are you? That's why Spesh is coming at him. I think it is an undertone of respect for Kiss. You can't be from the Big Apple. I don't care. You can't be from the 5 boroughs, Long Island, Westchester, Rochester, and not respect Jadakiss. But remember, he did a solo, so there's a mutual respect.
That's an excellent point.
No, you know what I mean? It is a mutual respect. He did a solo, but Jadakiss don't give nobody too much. Mm. He never gave anybody too much besides Sheik and Styles. He never gave anybody too much. So, and you gotta look at 30. 30 is like, look, you know, I got a buzz a little bit. He didn't. Griselda's not even cool, but everybody's chewing. First of all, West Side Gun is worldwide. Yeah, West Side is like the most. His lane is, he's an iCloud space, producing, making. Oh my God, WWE. I tried to get one of those bird hats. I couldn't get it. It sold out. The green bird hat he had on. Oh my God, I couldn't get it. Well, like, so Conway's chewing. Everybody's chewing. So guess what? Some people got to get money off of scraping, because 38 is a great lyricist, but if you look at the pyramid, 38 is, he's at the bottom of it. I gotta Yo,
Shout out to Stove.
But I think I think though he's put in his bid in because he, like, if you do listen to songs that he's featured on, more than likely he usually does kind of eat the person, like.
But it's not very hard when you're on records with people that don't really eat.
He's not really
eating. No, I'm not. No, and I'm not saying Spesh. I think Spesh eats. I'm just saying, if you're on records with people that don't necessarily eat, most of the time when you brought on as a feature, it's not because the person that wants you as a feature is better than you. A lot of times they know you're better than them.
I never knew that Jadakiss had a hairline, and when he wears glasses, he looks like an auntie.
I'm not getting into this, man, just so you know.
Yeah. But it's just so crazy to me. Like, he was bald the whole entire time, and now he looks like an auntie.
Because I never seen him wear hair.
I think it's a beautiful. I think maybe he wasn't bald. Maybe he just chose to. He wasn't.
No, yeah, he was chosenly being bald, and now he has a great hairline, and he wears these glasses. That makes him look like.
I'm not getting into the aesthetics of a man's hairline or anything like that.
It's just crazy that, like, he had.
But you know what I want to talk about? Something that you have a tremendous dislike and disdain for is because me and this gentleman right here just so happened to have been there Sunday night.
I deactivated mine.
The Sunday night of the third Hove show at the Yankee Stadium. We were there, and I'm gonna preface this part of this conversation because I'm gonna speak to the fact of I don't think that there's very many artists that a crowd of people around 45,000, 50,000 people would sit and wait 4.5 hours. I don't think that there's very many celebrities that would sit outside not being able to be let in for 4.5 hours that stayed the entire time. No one left, no one went home, no one tried to get out, no one wanted to get out, and they stayed there and they got an amazing show. And I'm speaking from a person that was there and a person that saw all the people that look exhausted, people that had to work the next day, because this is on a Sunday, where people had to go to work the next day.
Lord have mercy.
I left when the sun was up, and we got back from the train station when the sun was up.
Yeah, do to me, I'd be able to get on the train.
Yeah. So literally, it was insane. So literally, I called out of work to go to the concert, and then called out of work because of the concert. So like, it was an amazing experience, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I would literally do it again.
Yeah. Shout out to Hov.
He not only pulled off the show, he pulled it off in a way that you didn't even feel gypped or slighted, because we know as music fans that if we went to a concert for just about anybody, I know you two are tremendous Kanye fans, anyone other than those people, you would wait that long and you'd be extremely disappointed. You would be extremely disappointed, and I wasn't. And I felt the way, like you said earlier when I spoke to you about this off camera, the way it was marketed, the way it was put together, the way it was given to us. It was an amazing experience. But like I said, and this is the reason why I bring this back, every action has a reaction. So not only with the marketing of this concert and this shows and this tour, they got a lot of flack for the album being in Target. Got flack for mentioning Kaepernick in a freestyle. There was flack. How do you guys feel about the concert in general, how it was packaged, and some of the backlash?
When you're great, expect backlash. From Michael Jackson to Bill Cosby to LeBron to when you're great, there's always going to be backlash, man. To be honest with you, it's inevitable. Can't really get away from that, man. I think that's the beauty of being great. Because, when you're that great and the numbers don't lie, the money doesn't lie, and the fans don't lie, when you get that small percentage of people who talk shit, guess what they do? Same thing you're doing right now. That's what Jay-Z did when he went back there and he was getting hugs by everybody. And then you get invited to go to islands. So I look at it like this, man.
Don't say nothing about the islands.
So, I know. He's not in the files. But what I would say is, if you're kind of soul of something or of a thing or a person, just have to be there. I could tell you what I'm gonna tell you. It's like me. I love Clapton, right? I love Robert, Jimmy Page and Robert Plant, right? So I love the Stones. I would love to be able to sit and see them live, like, you know what I mean? I even got to the Clash a little bit later, right? I would love to see the Clash play, right? So if I talk to somebody who's seen them, right, and I would have something stupid to say, but still like them, I respect them. It wouldn't mean anything. Guess what? He was there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that coming to you, what I'm saying. So for Jay-Z connoisseurs,
it was not like
I could tell you how it was packaged, but when he brought out Jay-Z, I looked at the person next to me. I was loud and like that. I said, "Boy, you was." I'm sorry.
Yeah, then it was Rihanna. Then it was Clips. Then it was Pharrell.
President's came on. I had, and he did the acapella.
Yeah.
He did the acapella. So,
Beyonce came out.
it was a beautiful thing. So it's like they'll go to Turkey to go see Kanye. And Kanye does 808s and Heartbreak.
A lot of those people was in Turkey to get their hair done, though. Don't act like they wasn't trying to get that scalp taken care of out in Turkey.
160,000, consumers.
So do you feel that the backlash that Kanye...
Everyone getting their hairline done.
Yeah.
And watching Kanye at the same.
Do you feel like the backlash that Kanye's been receiving... I already know the answer to this question. Do you feel like any of it is warranted?
Yes.
You feel like the backlash Kanye gets is warranted?
Yes. Because he says what's on his mind.
So you feel that backlash is warranted because do you feel like he overstepped?
But I am no Kanye apologist. He be bugging.
Yeah.
But if he had to, put himself in a place, I would definitely liken myself to Kanye. I'm always crashing out. I'm always going to say something crazy. Brash, I don't know. That's just me as a person. And I really do. I do appreciate, I don't like the fact that, I'm not even going to go into that part, but as a grown person, shame on him, but I do honestly really appreciate him. And if I honestly, through my Arrested Development self, would admit that I probably share more behavior like him than any other.
Yes. Like I said, and I've said this on numerous occasions, and I appreciate you guys for your opinion. You're very opinionated. I love taking all the jewels you seem to drop. This has always been an amazing experience having conversations with people that not only are like-minded in things, are also not like-minded in things, and the conversation can go up, down, left, right, center. It's like the elevator in the Willy Wonka movie. It can go anywhere. And that's the beauty of it, is being comfortably uncomfortable. Being able to understand each other, even if you don't understand each other. What's said and understood don't ever got to be explained. And I appreciate you guys for coming on the It's Okay podcast. I hope the people out there got something from these conversations and these topics that we discussed and spoke on. This is an amazing experience, and I want to continue to do this. I might do a J&J week, like where we just bring you guys on and we talk about some things that are going on in the world. And like I said, this has been a beautiful experience. I couldn't be here without you guys, and I'm glad that you came by. I'm glad we made this work. Shout out to Constantine on the cameras. Shout out to Red Summer TV. Shout out to my cousin Nash.
That's fine. I was
listening to Overland shirt, you know what I mean? Because the last episode that we did of the podcast, the Knicks were in the finals. Since then, the Knicks in 5. We won that chip, and man, that's why I had to celebrate them today. And it's the It's Okay merch. You see it. But once again, I want you guys to just give everybody a social media handle so they can tap in with you and make sure they follow you. And no matter what, It's Okay podcast, man. All they do is give you the information, and then we out of here, man. We appreciate you.
Okay, so again, thank you all. My name is James, and my social media handle for Instagram is _humans_r_ghetto. I think. But it's humans are ghetto. It with underscore.
I'm pretty sure when you type in humans in R,
you'll see
it'll pop up.
And I'm Jermaine. You might see me again, hopefully. My Instagram is humble rebel. Humble underscore rebel. Just before. That's I got and just tap in. Hopefully, you see.
Definitely hope to be back. I like this.
It's not a hope, man.
This is nice.
Hope. We're gonna do this again, man. I'm just
follow Red Summer TV. It's really nice here. All the people seem really nice.
Yes, this is what we doing, man. Yeah. It's a late night. This is one of the latest episodes we shot, and we appreciate everything that y'all doing, man. Keep tapping in with us, like, subscribe. It's all about the It's Okay podcast, because no matter what, it's okay.